Denver 7 On Demand is brought to you by Ferguson and BAC Appliance Center, the best in bath, kitchen, and lighting for your home.
I'm Shannon Ogden with the latest from the Denver 7 Content Center. We've all seen those heartwarming moments. Members of the military coming home, embracing their children and spouses and pets. Well, Denver 7's Russell Haythorne takes us inside a reunion that nearly didn't happen because of what was lost along the way.
It's pretty clear.
Is it Lola?
Apollo. David Powell has a big heart.
Oh, come here, mister.
And a deep affection for Lola the kisser. And Apollo the protector.
He's the vocal one. They've kind of really taken to me, and it's kind of been nice.
But some days haven't been so easy.
Rough. They're just really rough.
You see, this isn't the first time we've met David.
A Denver man's generosity has turned into a nightmare of sorts.
So now there is a trained group of search dogs on the hunt for the missing dog.
The man offered to watch the dogs for a soldier deployed in Iraq, but one of the dogs went missing.
Lola got through an opening in David's fence last summer and took off.
And I felt so guilty, so bad about it.
An exhaustive search ensued. David posted flyers online, throughout the neighborhood, everywhere.
And I tell you, it was heart-wrenching for me because if I wasn't working, I was looking.
He had lost Lola, one of the two dogs he was taking care of for Herman Haney, an Army soldier stationed in Iraq.
I'm here trying to help him out, and I've lost his dog.
Days went by, weeks, but David never lost hope, never let her go.
I took flyers to every vet clinic that was within, 5-mile radius of the house here.
And finally, someone found Lola 16 miles away near DIA.
I was elated. I couldn't get to her fast enough.
David was on cloud 9, and the past 6 months have been good.
It's been very smooth sailing, They've been so good.
But now, the time has come for David to let go for good. That soldier has returned.
Welcome back.
To pick up his babies.
Hey, how you doing?
I miss you guys so bad.
A grateful soldier.
Go to the vets, post his own pictures, hire private investigators, get the news involved. I couldn't ask for a better provider.
And a dog sitter who says it was his honor.
I did my job. If he ever needs me again, I'm here. Oh, sure thing, man.
I really appreciate it.
And that's how the story should end. Russell Haythorne, Denver 7.
Encouraging your children to be creative and entrepreneurial by opening a lemonade stand or any other business seems like a no-brainer. Now you're one step closer to opening up those businesses without penalty, in part thanks to our 360 reporting. Now, State Senator Angela Williams sponsored a bill which allows a child to operate a business without a license. The State Senate passed it today unanimously. The House should pick it up on Monday. Now, you might remember the Knowles family in Stapleton. They had their lemonade stand closed because they didn't have the proper permits. A heated debate happening at the state capitol over how to teach sex ed in your child's school. Democrats favor comprehensive reform, getting rid of abstinence only. Now, Republicans are opposed to that proposal, and that back and forth is still going on this hour. Look for more coverage right now on your Denver 7 mobile app.
Yeah, it's a sinister kind of look, that smirking grin of his ass.
An image from a Colorado court has been used all over the world, painting a disturbing picture.
People didn't take him seriously because he was so charming.
The lives of 3 women taken in our state.
You wanted to convince them that evil is real. Just look at Ted Bundy.
And as Liz Gilardi shows us, his memory still haunts a newspaper photographer who took that now infamous photo.
It was a pretty crazy place in the 70s.
Working odd jobs in Aspen and landing at a newspaper.
People didn't take him seriously because he was so charming.
Ross Dolan knows evil is real.
But women were his prey.
Through his camera lens, he captured images of Ted Bundy, a window into a serial killer's personality.
Yeah, it's a sinister kind of look, that smirking grin of his ass.
The expression on his face, it's the reason this photo has been used all over the world.
I think sometimes as a photojournalist you see things just in a flash that are never there otherwise. I think that's what this photo did. You could see he thought he was in charge.
Did he think he would get away with it? 3 Colorado murders are tied to him. Karen Campbell disappeared from a Snowmass hotel in January 1975. 2 months later, Vail ski instructor Julie Cunningham went missing. And the following month, Denise Oliverson went missing in Grand Junction. During Bundy's time in Colorado, he picked some of our state's most beautiful mountain towns to commit the most heinous crimes. Towns that are usually peaceful, where he disrupted the way of life.
It was kind of a carnival atmosphere. It was kind of a circus that went around, that surrounded this whole thing.
After all the chaos, Dolan would rather forget about his time covering Bundy in the Roaring Fork Valley.
When I took those pictures and filed those pictures in '77, I just put them away and forgot about them and went on to other work.
Decades can't erase Bundy's impression on Colorado. But as time went by, almost everyone forgot about the photos.
It's a little slice of history here in Garfield County and Pitkin County that, it's not exactly attractive history.
The paper Dolan worked for has changed names and buildings since then, but this safe always remained.
A locksmith was just in here on regular business and had noticed it and just mentioned one day, hey, I think I can probably crack that for you.
The combination was lost over time, and the paper's editor, John Stroud, had no idea what was inside. Of course, he was curious.
Lo and behold, there was this envelope with some negatives, black and white negatives, and contact sheets. And among those were the photos of Ted Bundy.
The name on the envelope, Ross Dolan. His original negatives untouched, preserved.
You can just see the charm that everyone talks about with him, and evil charm, I guess.
And there's Ted Bundy.
And so, over the years, Bundy keeps coming up in Dolan's life. He later realized his first encounter was much earlier than this photo.
I was picking this guy up to run to the airport early in the morning, and he leaned forward, and he asked if I'd seen this woman. And I asked who she was, and he said, she's my fiancée.
A missing woman, Aspen, a chilling realization.
This was Karen Campbell's fiancée. Now they look back, I put 2 and 2 together, but I didn't know it at the time, of course.
He didn't know the magnitude until much later, until investigators started working across state lines and realized the man in his photos would later confess to killing 30 women.
It's always interesting that he keeps coming back into my life, however.
He wants people to know he didn't see a mastermind, just a man who preyed on those women.
He was a criminal, he was a dirtbag, plain and simple, and that's all I can say about him.
And Dolan would like to see them remembered, not Bundy.
People should aim their prayers that way. Ted is beyond redemption.
Liz Gilardi, Denver 7.
And tonight on Denver 7, tune in 8 p.m. for a special edition of 2020 called Bundy, followed, of course, by Denver 7 News at 10. On to your weather from the First Alert Weather Center now. Look at that forecast. That's more like winter. We've got snow off and on. And did you notice that low on Tuesday? It's not a typo. I'm told it really will be too. So bundle up. This has been a Denver 7 On Demand update. Thanks for joining us. Check back for another later tonight and download the Denver 7 app for breaking news and alerts. I'm Shannon Ogden.